Flores, why don't you all send me your cell numbers in preparation for the language line case?
We got that. So, let's get that thing on the bottom left. So pretty good in here. We shot gang.
Is this Mr. Montero? All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Montero. Today is Saturday, February 4th, 2023. You're in the Magistrate Court of DeKalb County. I'm Judge Williams. You're here for your felony first appearance hearing. Sir, this hearing is being broadcast live on the court's YouTube channel, and it's also being recorded by the court. So everything that is said here today will be recorded and may be used against you at a later hearing. This first appearance hearing is not your trial, so I'm not here to determine whether you're guilty or not guilty. The purpose of the first appearance hearing is for me to tell you what your rights are, tell you what your charges are, and then to set a bond in your case if I have the authority to do that. I do want to start by telling you what your rights are because this is not your trial. You have the right to ask for a trial. You may ask for a trial by jury, or you may ask for a trial by judge only. At the trial, the burden will be on the state of Georgia to prove every element of the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to challenge the state's evidence and witnesses. You have the right to introduce your own evidence and to call your own witnesses. You have the right to use the subpoena power of the state to compel witnesses to come to court and testify. Let me finish and then I'll hear from you. You have the right to use the subpoena power of the state to compel witnesses to come and testify. You have the right to testify. You have the right to not testify. In fact, you have the right to remain silent, and the exercise of that right cannot be used against you, but you should exercise it today, and you have the right to be represented by an attorney. Now, Mr. Montero, you're charged in warrant number 23W001810. I understand that Mr. Casto, your court-appointed attorney here today, has already read the charges to you, sir. Do you understand what you're charged with? Y'all unmute so I can hear if Mr. Montero understands what he's charged with. Mr. Montero, do you understand what your charge is today?
Fuck this bitch, I get it.
Mr. Montero, do you understand what you're charged with, sir? All right, so I'll read the charge to you. The warrant number is 23W001810. You're charged with making terroristic threats. It is alleged that on February 2nd, that you threatened to commit the crime of arson. Allegation is that you entered into a convenience store to make a purchase. It is alleged that you purchased the cigarillo, didn't purchase the lighter. And when you were asked to purchase the lighter, it's alleged that you threatened to burn the store down. And the allegation is that you made us actually attempting to start a fire at that location. So that's your warrant, Mr. Casto. I'm going to hear from you on the issue of bond, and I'll hear from the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Montero is 30 years old. He's been living in Georgia for most of his life and has been living in an address in Atlanta for the last 10 years. I believe he does have family in the area, Your Honor, so he does have ties to the community. Your Honor, he told me that he is working at a library and has for most of his adult life, and he's also a high school graduate. Your Honor, Mr. Montero does not have much recent felony history based on what I'm seeing, and he doesn't have the means to make a high bond. What we're asking for today, Your Honor, is a UJR based on his financial circumstances. However, if the court is inclined to grant a monetary bond, we're asking for a bond under $3,000. To be frank with the court, we suspect there may be some underlying issues to address, and it will be easier for us to do that. And Mr. Montero has a lower bond.
State, you want to be heard?
Thank you, Your Honor. This defendant has 6 cycles of 2013 possession of marijuana less than an ounce out of Cherokee County, 2015 probation violation, 2016 probation violation, a 2018 aggravated assault, aggravated battery, unauthorized discharge of a firearm within 50 yards of a highway, a public highway. That says time expired. I could not see what was happening with that particular charge. When I looked it up online, there's also a 2020 battery, simple assault, criminal trespass, and disorderly conduct. The defendant was sentenced to 12 months probation as a result of that 2020 charge. As per the allegations in the warrant, this is a pretty serious situation. That basically a criminal attempt of arson at a gas station. And so the state is going to be recommending bond in the amount of $10,000 with a stay away and a do not return to the Exxon on the 77 Perimeter Circle, Perimeter Center East. Nothing further from the state.
Yeah, I am so, I don't even know the word for it. I'm so taken aback, by the allegations here, particularly the allegation that Mr. Montero spilled gas on the ground from the pump, from a gas pump, and then tried to light it. That puts so many people at risk. I'm not gonna grant a bond here, sir. Your bond's gonna be denied. Mr. Casto, you can file a motion for bond reconsideration, but based on his conduct here today and these allegations, I am not confident that I can trust that he would go back into the community and not be a danger. And so bond is denied. Mr. Montero, that concludes your first appearance here, and please follow the direction of my deputies.